I'd like to ask about one more thing. I understand the general definition of things. Now I want to take a specific example. In the Torah, it says a lot about the Sabbath. One thing it says, don't light fire on Sabbath. How is that related to everything that we talked about up until now? Not to be an egoist, to first and foremost keep yourself from harming, and then also to try and benefit. Let's take the example of not lighting fire on Sabbath. What about that? Sabbath is a state called the end of correction, where everything, including everything, works ideally only in order to bestow, to give, to fulfill others, love others. That's called Sabbath. All the prohibitions on Sabbath are talking about those actions that we were allowed to do before the end of the correction of the ego, when it still wasn't entirely in order to bestow. I kind of lost you. The first thing you said was that Sabbath is a symbol. The Sabbath is a symbol to a completely corrected state where everything works in love and bestowal toward each other. Yes. Okay, so this I understand. Sabbath is a symbol for what? For the peak of our development? Yes. What's the next thing? The prohibitions. Everything stems from the shattering, from the sin of the tree of knowledge. That there was a tightly closed system that was ideally connected between all of its parts, and that system is called the soul of Adam HaRishon, literally meaning the first Adam. And that system broke. The connections inside that system between all of its parts broke. And everything that happens since then is only how to reunite, collect and reconnect those parts to how they were before. Even though that there's a confusion between all the parts because they all fell and mixed with one another and whatnot. What we have to do is to scrutinize each and every detail. These are desires, each and every desire. What is it related to? Is it in favor or against connection? And what kind of connection between them and what kind of constellation are they supposed to be? And this is our work over a period of what we call 6,000 years. Going back to my question of don't light fire on Sabbath. Sabbath is called the day of the end of correction, where all the desires are connected with one another, where everything is ideally connected, all of the parts are ideally connected, and we have restored the soul of Adam HaRishon to its perfectly corrected form like it was before the shattering. And now someone lights fire, meaning he's performing a certain action, and it doesn't matter if it's small or great, lighting fire or doing something else, that there's no room for, because everything's already corrected. Everything's corrected. Meaning, if you'll try to do or add something, you'll only ruin things. Yeah? And this is why it's forbidden to do.